Walls of Dubrovnik in Dubrovnik, Croatia. The walls of Dubrovnik are a series of defensive stone walls surrounding the city of Dubrovnik in southern Croatia. With numerous additions and modifications throughout their history, they have been considered to be amongst the great fortification systems of the Middle Ages, as they were never breached by a hostile army during this time period. In 1979, the old city of Dubrovnik, which includes a substantial portion of the old walls of Dubrovnik, joined the UNESCO list of World Heritage Sites. The oldest systems of fortifications around the town were likely wooden palisades. Today's intact city walls, constructed mainly during the 12th–17th centuries, mostly a double line, have long been a source of pride for Dubrovnik. The walls run an uninterrupted course of approximately 1,940 meters in length, encircling most of the old city, and reach a maximum height of about 25 meters. The bulk of the existing walls and fortifications were constructed during the 14th and 15th centuries, but were continually extended and strengthened up until the 17th century. This complex structure, amongst the largest and most complete in Europe, protected the freedom and safety of a civilized and sophisticated republic that flourished in peace and prosperity for some 5 centuries. The walls were reinforced by 3 circular and 14 quadrangular towers, 5 bastions, bulwarks, 2 angular fortifications and a large St. John's fortress. Land walls were additionally reinforced by 1 larger bastion and 9 smaller semicircular ones, like the casemate Fort Bogar, the oldest preserved fort of that kind in Europe. The moat that ran around the outside section of the city walls, which were armed by more than 120 cannons, provided superb city defense capabilities. Dubrovnik city walls were built all around the old town of Dubrovnik, around the seashore, to protect the town from pirates and other unwelcome guests. These enormous walls that encircle the entire old town, dotted by fortresses and overlooking the sea, are indeed the city's most famous feature. The walls were built between 12th and 17th century, and are very well preserved until nowadays. Town walls are about 2 kilometers long and they include 16 smaller and larger towers, among them the Sveti Ivan Tower, the largest one, built at the very entrance to the town's old harbor Portporla. The walls are about 25 meters high and up to 3 meters thick at the seaside of the town, while on the mainland, they are thick up to 6 meters. The views from the walls are really nice, to probably the best views of Dubrovnik, with patches of red roofs of the numerous houses beneath them. Walking along Dubrovnik's city walls is considered to be the highlight of any Dubrovnik visit. The above photos show views of city walls from slopes above the town. Some facts about the walls. The city walls are a true expression of town's idea of freedom, liberty. They are indeed among the most impressive and beautiful structures of its kind of medieval Europe and possibly beyond. They are also a symbol of Croatian defense during the 1991's Croatian War of Independence, when the town and the walls were bombarded by enemies, but with no success. Erected towards the last part of the Middle Ages, as a powerful symbol of liberty and an impenetrable defense, they consist of the 4 main corners: Timensita Tower at the northwest corner, Revelin at the east corner, St. John's that overlooks the town's harbor on the southeast corner, and Bogar southwest, protecting Pile Gate, the main town's entrance. The main ground plan of walls and fortification is traced from the 14th century and finished in the late 17th century after the Great Earthquake in 1667. The oldest segment of the town walls is one of the Arsenal, Orson, nowadays Gradska Kavana restaurant, from 7th century AD. They are listed in UNESCO's Croatian World Heritage Sites. More interesting facts. How many steps are in Dubrovnik city walls? Dubrovnik is indeed the city of many, many steps, about 5,000 in total, and walls itself are almost entirely made of steps. I personally never counted the steps, however, there is a piece of information that is commonly accepted, another urban legend? That the total number of steps along the town walls are just over 1,000, 1,080 to be precise. How long does it take to walk the walls of Dubrovnik? It takes me just over 2 hours to walk the walls. It can be done quicker, but I tend to take my time and admire the views. Bearing in mind that the total length of the entire walls are just over 2 kilometers and that includes going up and down numerous steps, the time will also depend on what is the weather like. In hot weather it gets much slower, as well as do you intend to stop and take photos, admire views, have a drink or ice cream while walking along the walls. When planning your visit to the walls, it is a good idea to allow a large part of the morning or afternoon to walk along the walls. Try not to rush as this walk will be the highlight of your visit to the town. When is the best time to visit the walls? The best time of the day to visit the walls is either in the early morning or late afternoon if you are visiting in the high tourist season. Alternatively, off-season, any time is fine. Obviously, the daylight is an important factor. See more detailed info and reasons in my One Day in Dubrovnik article and Best Time to Visit article. Like us and join us at Extreme Collections for more fun and knowledge.